Hi everyone, Drini here, and welcome to my channel. So if you've been watching some of my videos, we adhere to certain indicators when we do our technical analysis. We do a 21 and a 55 EMA as our moving averages. We use Elliott waves to be able to understand the market structures that have been forming based on the candles, and we use Fibonacci to chart our price targets moving forward. That's well and good for most cryptos. In fact, for 99% of the gaming cryptos that we cover, they pretty much adhere to these three indicators. But every now and then, you'd have a rebel crypto that doesn't give a shit about a lot of market structures and just does its own thing. And that is Chain Guardians. That's not going to stop us from trying, but just a public service announcement for all of you, Chain Guardians really is quite a rebel when it comes to its price action. It does its own thing. So let's dive into the charts to see what we can see, okay? So what makes Chain Guardians so difficult to track is it doesn't really respect structures. For example, the way it just blasts through the 21 and the 55 and it doesn't use this as support. Sometimes it's resistance, sometimes it's support, sometimes it completely ignores it. And you can actually see it from here. It doesn't respect the 55, it doesn't really respect the 21, it just goes where it pleases. And so far, throughout its recent price history, the EMAs are unfortunately not a good indicator to monitor uptrends or downtrends. The Fibonacci as well doesn't really work. So if I overlay the Fibonacci where this is the local top and this is the local bottom, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. So for example, this candle right here sits in the middle. Sometimes it meets it as resistance, but most of the time it just blasts through. It closes on weird places along the Fibonacci. Even the most recent price action, for example, has weird candles that close in very weird places. Like these candles are in the middle. It didn't respect this downtrend right here where it just blasted through the Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci also doesn't work. Then you have Elliott waves. But the thing with the Elliott waves when it comes to Chain Guardians is because of its unpredictability, so it's not clean at all. So for example, this ABC right here is a B, and a C. But within the C wave, we actually did experience 5-wave structure right here, but to the downside. But when we laid out the new structure that formed, so this is your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Is this an ABC? Is this just an A wave right here? It's very hard to tell. So now that we know that Chain Guardians is quite difficult, how do we then deal with it? So when dealing with difficult cryptos like this, it's very important to zoom out and just visually look at it at an overall. So the thing with Chain Guardians is it likes forming its own range that it plays around for a period of time before the continuation to the upside. So for example, in Chain Guardians beginning, we were pretty much playing around this particular range right here. But once we broke through, then we move on to the next leg. This is pretty much your market bottom. And right now we are currently ranging along this new particular price point between 82 cents and $2.28. So how this works is you can take this particular range as sort of Chain Guardian's new normal and trade here accordingly. Every time that it falls below this particular range, then these are pretty much your buying opportunities right here for accumulation. And every time it goes up, then you don't touch Chain Guardians. Or if you want to profit from Chain Guardians, then when it goes above this range, then this is where you pretty much take profits accordingly. So the way you need to envision Chain Guardians is it plays around in the zone for a while, breaks out, plays around in a particular zone for a while, breaks out, plays around in this zone for a while. And if you're looking for the next accumulation opportunity, then wait for the price to go back to these kind of levels right here, where it's either in between the 21 and the 55 or disrespecting the structure and just falling below it. This is a next accumulation. If we were to repeat the same patterns before, you can expect something like this, where you would have new floors and ceilings building off of the structures that were laid before. I told you the Chain Guardians was difficult. If you like that video, hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comments. If you also have other gaming cryptos that you would like me to look at, just leave it down in the comments below and I'll take a look at it in the future. Until then, take care everyone. Bye-bye.